Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kathleen, and welcome to my channel, My Alabama Farm Life. And today we're going to talk about our gardens. Are you ready to plant in the garden? I thought I was going to get some planting done today, but my plans were changed a little, so I'm going to do something else this afternoon. I forgot that my son and daughter-in-law had planned a trip this week, so it's just me and my grandson. And I thought, well, my son usually has Wednesdays off, and I thought that we would get out in the garden today and get our tomatoes planted. I've got all my tomatoes out in the yard, and I'm getting them hardened off so that they will survive the planting into the ground. But I may go ahead and do it anyway by myself. It would be the first time that I've been out in the garden planting things by myself, but I kind of wanted to wait a little. Good morning, Gail. Welcome in. Welcome in, Jerry. Welcome in, Jamie. So I got Jamie's Country Living and 49 more. Gail's here. Mr. Boots and Bounty. Hey, good morning or good afternoon. Welcome in. Yeah, I appreciate you listening while you're at work. I do. And we're going to talk today about, are you ready to plant in the garden? Now, I know Gail already has plants in the garden because she's been showing them off. She also went fishing the other day too, so looked like she had a good time. I enjoyed the video. I haven't been fishing in a long time, but I really wanted my Wednesday live to be kind of like a sharing live, sharing out some of the things that have been going on. And I think I figured out the volume, and I haven't watched. Let me turn this down. But I figured I'd share a few clips of videos, and we can share each other's channels out and see what's going on in each other's gardens. So let's see what Gail has going on in
Hi,
the
it's
garden.
Gail with Gail Southern Living, and in today's version of What's Up,
I love
zucchini. There's one, two. Don't see one here. See, there he goes to ward off all the nasty squash.
So that's what Gail has going on in the garden. And I'm going to go ahead and put that link down there. And one of the other things that I wanted to do was encourage everybody to pull up that link to her video and share it out. So we have discovered that the more that a video gets shared out, the better it does, or the better chance it has of going into the algorithm. So that's what I was thinking that maybe I could do with this video is show off some videos that we got out there and getting them shared out and see if we can reach a better algorithm and do better on our channels. But yeah, Gail and her zucchini, she's excited about her zucchini. Hey, Misha, welcome in, welcome in. It's good to see you guys. And so we've got Jamie, and I'd be interested to see what Jamie's got going on. I was watching her video. Her and her husband were getting the garden ready. So again, that's Jamie's Country Living. And she did her garden tour video about 9 days ago. And they got a lot of stuff done. But let's look at this. She's got a little short one. It's her up potting video. I really liked her intro on this one. Jamie, you did a really good job on the intro. I really liked it. So And can you see, guys, she's got Mrs. Gillum Farms t-shirt on. So she's got one of her t-shirts for Christy. So I'm going to go ahead and throw Jamie's video up there, and you guys can go and watch that video. You could throw it up in your watch list, and then after you've watched it, maybe you guys could share it out. I thought it was a really good video. It had a nice upbeat to it, and it looks like it was doing pretty good. She got 77 views, which is not bad for a short video. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Jamie? And Jamie, thanks for sharing out other people's videos. Beverly's here. Good morning, Beverly. It's so good to see you here on my channel. And Anne, there's Anne. Let's see. I've been watching the videos that Boots and Bounty has been putting out. They don't put out as many as often as they used to, but they still do some really good videos. Let's see what Jerry's been doing. I just watched one of his videos. I think he was doing some uppotting. Or maybe he was starting his seeds. I actually feel a lot better. I'm not as phlegmy or as nasally as I were as I have been. Let's see. Oh, this is the one I was looking for. He is a new believer in grow lights.
Give it a shot. You really be impressed on the difference it really does make. Let's check this out. This is that's what come up. Now keep in mind these.
Yeah, so there's Jerry's video on his believer in grow lights. I'm a believer in grow lights too. I have, oh my goodness, I have 4 grow lights that I use right now in my basement. And I have all my starts underneath them except for my tomatoes. My tomatoes are out in the yard. Good morning, Susan. I really enjoyed your show or your live today. It was a really good live, but I had to get up and I had to go let my chickens out from across the street, talk to my mother-in-law for a little while, and I needed at least 30 minutes to get that done. Then to come back here, wash my face, brush my teeth, fill up my water, and sit down and get everything organized. Oh, yeah, Gail, I am so proud of her. She was on Heavenly Hills Homestead. He did an interview with her, and then he sent her a bunch of seeds. And if you guys have watched his channel, he likes to grow everything big. I first started watching him when he was growing those big, huge pumpkins, because last year I wanted to grow those big, huge pumpkins. And that didn't work out for me. I'm going to try a smaller pumpkin this year, and it may work out. But who knows? I may run down to the co-op and get me some of those Big Macs and try them again. It depends upon what my son wants to get done this year. You know, I failed last year. It was really dry. So maybe this year it's supposed to be wetter. I'm going to go back a little. I forgot to say hello to Heather. Welcome in, Heather. Who else did I miss? Jamie's here. Misha's here. Said hi to Beverly. Anne is here. Welcome in, Anne. Anne's got chicks. Misha. I saw Susan at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. She just did a great interview with Kevin at Tuber Chat. Let's see if I get all caught up. Oh, Barebones Living is here. Welcome in. I'm so glad you guys are here. Well, I want to go. Jan, I miss Jan. There's Jan. All right. Well, it's supposed to be beautiful today. The sun is out. It's nice and cool. And I kind of hate sitting here when there's so many things that I want to do today. But I'll wait and I'll do them this afternoon. But I'm really excited. I have I have so many ideas and things that I want to do. In the corner by my barn is a nice lit. It gets, I won't say it gets full sun in the afternoon. It doesn't get as much sun, but I want to get that area cleaned out. I have an old pool. I have a bunch of containers, the cloth containers, and I want to get my survival seed challenge garden started. Just about everything has come up except for the onions. And what I want to do is I want to get my grow bags into the pool and plant everything that's already started, and then take what I have left of those seeds and go ahead and put them in and get those started. So it'll be like a little, I'll have things growing, and then I'll have more things coming up. So I think that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to start my survival seed challenge garden today, this afternoon. So I just saw somebody come in. So Bare Bones is here. Who did I miss? Crazy Crafter Adventures. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. So while I'm sitting here talking, I could have been pulling up and did I spell it wrong? I think I did. Oh, where's it at? No, I spelled it right. There we go. Her last video was that AI creation, but she has this video from 8 days ago. Let's go ahead and play it and see what she's got going on. She's got a lot of seedlings coming up.
Strawberries are just hanging on, so I plan to give them some fertilized soil today. Seems they need some.
All right, so there's Anne's video. I'm waiting for her chickens. I know she's going to have a chicken video out soon. She said her babies are hatching. So I'm going to go ahead and throw Anne's video up here in the chat. And if you guys want to go watch that, put it on your watch list and then share it out. She got some pretty decent views. She still only has 157 subscribers. So we're trying to get her built up and get a bigger following. Anne is such a supporter to all our channels. Every time I pop into a live, Anne is always there. So it would be awesome if you guys supported her too. Look, Val's here, Southwest Living with Val. Val, welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. She just built a greenhouse, which came out really nice. I can't say that I was surprised. She did a really good job with it. Move back over here. I know I really want to talk about this. Susan at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, we grow a lot of okra. And I have a ton of it in my freezer. And she just did this freezer clean out where she did the frozen okra, call it whatever you want. But I guess she had a lot of okra in her freezer too, but she had hers whole. Now we ended up cutting all of ours up, but she had the okra, she dehydrated it, and she made it into a powder. And she said that she used it to thicken soups. And I thought that was just awesome. I mean, I would have assumed that's exactly what it would do. I love fried okra too. Fried okra is one of my favorite. That's why we cut it up. My son would take it out. He'd take it out of the freezer, let it defrost, let it sit out to get all the moisture out of it, and then bread it and fry it. And that's the way we would eat it. But that first year that we grew okra, we ate so much fried okra that nobody wanted anymore. It was crazy how much okra we ate. Okra is interesting. You either like it or you don't, and you're welcome, Anne. Um, like I said before, you have been a great supporter to all our channels, and we want you to grow too and get have the same success that a lot of us are having. Or it's been a slow growth, but I appreciate the growth that I have, and I appreciate everybody that supports me. And starting to do lives is also helping out quite a bit. We were talking on Susan's live today, how doing lives help you create a better bond with the people, with the friendships that you have made on YouTube. I appreciate everyone who is supporting me, and I just love the people that I have met here. And you guys are my family. You really are. I mean, you have your family, and then I really um, I really enjoy the relationships that I have developed with my YouTube family. And at this point, I feel that I have reached a level where I want people to come up with me and not tear anybody down. I want everybody to grow with me. Val, trying to figure out when I wanted to do my lives was the hardest thing. Now I'm doing lives on Mondays and Fridays, and that's for my other channel, Literature and More. And I've kind of found my groove with that, because with that one, I have a lot more freedom to pick my topics because it is a literature channel. Whereas my Alabama Farm Life is a farm channel. So I, I'm kind of stuck. So, but with my other channel, I have a lot of freedom, which once I realized that, I was like, I can do anything over here: literature, movies, reading. Also, I talk. I'm gonna have to turn my phone off. It's so noisy. Chickens keep setting off my alarms. But as I was saying, over on my Literature and More, I have it's kind of wide open, and I can do a lot of stuff over there. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, if you guys would hit the thumbs up, that I would appreciate it. And oh yeah, that's right. The Ozark meetup's coming up. Gail went last year, and if it wasn't such a long drive, I would go. But I've kind of, I just really can't do those 8 and 9 hour drives anymore. If I'm going to make that kind of drive, it's going to go to see my grandson. Otherwise, I'm going to keep my meetups to, a couple of hours from my house. But I know you guys are going to have a great time at the Ozark meetup this year. So thanks, Susan. I appreciate it. Like I said, I really enjoyed the interview with Kevin today. It was a great talk. Talked about a lot of different things, and I was sorry I had to go, but I had my live, and I had things I had to do before I could go live. Usually, I have my lunch before I go live, but I ate earlier. So, yeah, there's also the 10 killer meetup. Now, I went to that last year, and it was really good. I had a good time. But again, it's a 9 hour drive, and I'm just, for some reason, I feel like I need to stick around close to home this year. I don't know if it's because I still don't have a lot of faith in my vehicle. I'm not sure what it was. I feel like I need to stay closer to home. So um, I was going to go to the meetup in Helen, Georgia, but excuse me. But then I started looking at my finances and decided that maybe I just need to stay home. Um, so I didn't go to that one. And there's one on April 20th that's at, oh my goodness, I forget what it's called now. Petals from the Past. They're having a meetup there, so I'll probably go there. But that's just for the day. I could drive down, hang out, meet up with everybody, and then turn around and come back home. And it's only an hour and a half drive, so I'll probably be doing that. Um, Meetups are great. I enjoy them. You meet a lot of wonderful people in meetups. So if you do get a chance, you should go if you could find one that's close to you. I know they do one in Kentucky uh, towards the end of the summer. Keep an eye out for that one. Yeah, Jamie, you're in Texas. You're right there next to Gale. They do the pine cone one too towards fall, don't they? So you might be able to go to the pine cone. Although I do know Texas is huge. It takes 2 days to drive through Texas. So I forget about that sometimes. Oh no, you're in Maryland. Oh, I'm sorry. I must be thinking about Broke Cowgirl. You're in Maryland. Um, Trying to think. I know that they have a couple of meetups. I probably most likely you'd see those in North Carolina though, which is a little bit closer, but not that much. Why did I think you were in Texas? I don't know. Yeah, there's the one in Kentucky. I was supposed to go to that one last year, and I ended up going to Petals from the Past. Yeah, and you're in Turkey. There's nobody doing meetups in Turkey that I know of. Although I was watching a channel the other day that was vacationing in Turkey, and it looked very beautiful. So, but Susan, my question was, other than thickening soups, is there anything else that you could do with that okra powder? Because I was very interested in this, and I may do this too. But yeah, we can make a roast and see how it tastes. Definitely thicken up the broth. Yeah, Gail and Taz have a nice cabin. Yeah, yeah, Misha, you guys usually go to the one in Helen, but yeah, it's a lot of driving, and I did a lot of driving last year and the year before and the year before that, and I traveled a lot, and I just this year 2024 I just need to stay closer to home. So that's what I'm thinking today, or that's what I'm thinking for this year. All right. I was trying to think. I know I was going to pull up Val's. You guys seen her greenhouse? Yeah, her last video, she was making treats, but she did. Was this a premiere? Yeah, I think this was the premiere. But I want you to guys to look. Now, Val did a ton of work. You could see where it was just the simple frame. You see where the plastic is? She actually built the bottom to bring it up, and she remade that bench into a potting stand, and she put plastic on everything and redid that whole greenhouse. and she has the premiere of the greenhouse. I think it was this one.
Meister. You just hanging in the greenhouse?
Pretty kitty.
Think that shelf belongs to you, huh? Huh? Do you?
But that's Val's grand reveal of her greenhouse. So if you guys want to go check out that video, I'm going to go ahead and post it in the comments. Maybe put it in your watch list to watch later, and share it out. It came out really nice. Val, you did a great job on your greenhouse, and I really enjoyed watching the video. Oh, Dee's Garden Adventures. Welcome in. Did I miss anybody else? I'm going through up and down through the comments to see, trying to make sure everybody's here. Oh, yeah, you guys are talking about the bridge. Yeah. Yeah, that was very sad. I've watched a lot of videos. There was a lot of people that are talking about it. So, well, I won't say the word, but it has been my experience that something like this is simply, what's the word I'm looking for? Negligence. When you see something like this, it's usually just severe negligence. And you had a piece of machinery that was not in good working condition. It kept losing its electricity. And somebody even said that it was on fire. But I think that was just the smokestack. I thought that there were several motorists that had gone into the water, but I haven't heard anything about that. But apparently there was a road crew that was working on the bridge, and they have not found, I think there were 6 of them that they're still looking for, and they have not found them yet. So definitely need to pray for those people and their families. So, but yeah, it was a horrible thing that has happened. And again, I'm pretty sure it had everything to do with negligence, because that's usually what it is, just severe negligence and most likely panic. And that's good that they got the lanes blocked in time. I really haven't been watching a whole lot of it. I mean, when it first came out, I did watch a couple of videos, but then this wasn't, I didn't want this to be the topic, but fear mongering. The fear mongering is terrible. And I find myself watching these things. It's the same with the eclipse. Everybody's like, oh, the eclipse and all these things are going to happen. No, the same thing's going to happen that always happens. If you can see it, you're going to go outside and watch it, and you're going to get your glasses, and you're going to be a lot of pictures. And if it's cloudy, you're not going to see it. And we're all going to go about our days, and we're going to go to work, and it's just going to be another normal day, which it always is. But there's always these people that come up with these theories and these conspiracies, and what do you do? So yeah, that barge was very, very old, and it was not taken care of. And most likely whoever was operating it was not very good at their job. And you can hear a lot of stories. I heard someone say that they weren't supposed to leave at that time, and they did anyway, and then that they were trying to call them back. And so there's a lot of stories and a lot of rumors going on about that barge. But one thing that I did hear is that it was old. So, and you're right, Dee. Whatever caused it, they'll never really know, unless they have cameras. If they had cameras in the cockpit, then maybe. But yeah, they'll keep blaming everybody. They had 2 pilots. Well, they probably weren't good pilots, but I also heard that that's not the first accident that they've had on that barge, that this was the second one. So, yeah, it is a recovery mission. But the thing that I think about the most is as I was watching all the vehicles, because you're watching it and you build up to the time that it hits the bridge and the bridge falls down. And I'm watching these massive semi trucks go by on the bridge and the cars. And you could see the flashing lights where the road crew was. And it had to be the fact that I think it was 3 a.m. in the morning and traffic was really light. It could have been at 6 a.m. at rush hour, but it wasn't. And the damage could have been much greater, but it wasn't. The loss of life could have been much greater, but it wasn't. Probably, I believe you're right, Val. They probably should have grounded it a long time ago, but they won't. I think it was out of Taiwan, and they're not going to ground those boats, and they're going to keep coming into our ports unless somebody does something about it. But we want our merchandise, we want our stuff in our stores, we want to be able to spend our money and buy all those cutesy things that we can get there. Hey, Joe, welcome in. Was 50 foot deep there? Well, I guess it would have to be if you've got those big old barges coming in there in Baltimore. I used to live in Miami, and they had the deep canals there. I also lived in Jacksonville. They also had the very deep canals, and I also lived in Charleston with very deep canals. But when I lived in Charleston, they didn't have those big, huge container barges coming in, but they did in Jacksonville, in Miami. Yeah. So. Yeah, T, we want things we really don't need. I am the worst for Amazon. I have my list on Amazon, and I'll go through and I'll throw a bunch of stuff in my cart, and then I'll go back and I'm like, do I need it or do I want it? Do I need it or do I want it? And a lot of times I'll end up deleting everything off of it unless it's a need. So because I'm the worst. I go shopping, I go to the grocery store, I go and get the things that I need, but I'm not much of a shopper anymore. If I can get it on Amazon cheaper than I can at the store, I'm going to order it. Yeah, my finances, I'm trying to be trying really hard not to spend as much money as I used to. And you're really forced to, because my income hasn't become larger. It's actually become smaller here, and everything that I purchase is so much more than what it used to be. They're talking about inflation, and it's like, oh, inflation's only this little bitty percentage, and I'm like, have you been to the grocery store? Because we're looking at almost, in some things, we're looking at almost a 50% increase in some items, if not more. Sorry, I have to look at my chickens. We have stray dogs. We have seen 4 different stray dogs on our property in the last 2 weeks. And I'm not catching them on the camera, which is good. They stick to the road. But every time I turn around, first thing in the morning or in the evenings, I've got stray dogs in my yard, and I got chickens. And I'd like to keep my chickens. So I'm constantly looking at my cameras. Yeah, Heather, when it comes to food, I try to make sure I'm not the leftover queen. I'm not, but If we have leftovers, if I have enough, I will make it into another meal. We had my daughter-in-law made meatloaf. We had meatloaf 2 nights in a row, and I made roast and rice last night, and I'll eat that for lunch. In fact, I've already had it for lunch, and I'll eat the rest tomorrow for lunch. And leftovers don't go to waste. I am not wasting food. And then anything that's been in the refrigerator too long goes to the chickens. My chickens eat very well. They eat a lot of leftovers. Yeah, and things that used to be 30 lire, I think it's lire, are now 300 lire. Yeah. And the craziest thing about going to the grocery store and buying things, they call it what, shrinkflation. It's cost almost 50% more than what it used to, and they're making the contents inside of it smaller. So what is going on here? Someone was showing me. I was watching a video where this girl was looking at the Duncan Hines and the Betty Crockers, and at one time weren't they 16 ounces, and now they're like 13.5 ounces for these cake mixes. What's going on here? Everything's getting, less and less in the container, but they want you to pay more. And most of that stuff isn't good for us anyway, but still, it's starting to get too warm for me to grow lettuces. My spinach never really did anything, but my carrots are doing really well. And I've got some, not beets. My beets aren't doing really good either. Radishes. My radishes are doing pretty good. And they're still growing. My cabbage is still growing. It looks pretty good. But it's going to be too warm for me to grow lettuces and greens outside. I've already got a lot of my greens bolting. So I already have my shelving set up in my basement, and it usually stays about 68 degrees during the summertime down there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out all my lettuce and greens, and I'm going to go ahead and start some greens down there. And my spinach, not only can I make salads and stuff like that, but then I can also feed my rabbits greens too. Yeah, exactly. A 50-pound bag of dog food. I haven't seen 46 pounds. I usually see 40 pounds. Most of the dog foods went from 50-pound to 40-pound bags, which is great because it's lighter. But yeah, it means, what are you going to do? You're going to feed your dog less because it's a smaller bag. But it's the same price for 10 pounds less. Mm. Yeah, and it's like I buy a lot of chicken feed. I buy a lot of cat food and kitty litter. And I started looking at the prices, and that's one of the things that I started doing. Instead of buying my kitty litter from the grocery stores, I actually bought the bigger bags or the bigger boxes, and I'm getting them from Amazon because they are cheaper. So cat food I still get from the grocery store, but I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous what they want you to pay for animal food right now. And chicken feed is expensive too. I I think the last time I went to Tractor Supply, I like adding the black sunflower seeds to my chicken's food. So I just buy the big 40-pound bag from Tractor Supply and add it. I find that a lot of my scratch has a lot of corn in it and not a lot of seeds, which was disappointing. And depending upon what brand of chicken feed I get, I don't like Duma, but I ended up with a whole bag that I need to just let my chickens eat. But I prefer the crumbles instead of the pellets. So, hey, good morning, Joy. Welcome in. Joy's multitasking. Turn normal. Okay. Um, Actually, in my babies, I got my little 12 babies. I usually turn their heat lamp off during the day. I haven't turned it off. I forgot, but they've all moved away from it. But I've started to turn off their heat lamp during the day, and they pretty much have almost all their feathers. I have my youngest one. She's still missing quite a few feathers, but they're fixing to go out into the grow out pen. It's temperatures are going to be in the 50s, and they should be fine. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I don't use a light. I just open my front door, and my chickens are fine during the day. Yours are pretty young though. Yours just hatched, so when they're that young, I usually leave my warm light on 24/7 until they start getting feathers, and then I'll start turning it off. But mine are almost 4 weeks old, so like I said, I left the heating lamp on, and they're moving away from it because it's just too hot. So, but I was watching someone who doesn't use any warming at all. Who was it? Tihan 141. He lives up north, and it was pretty chilly. I mean, they're still pretty chilly. He went and got brand new babies, maybe 2 days old. He put them in a container. They did not have any heat source or anything. And he's like, he pops up the next day and he's like, yeah, chickens are great. They survived the night. And I'm like, okay. And he had nothing. There was no heat source. They were just cuddled up together and they kept each other warm. So it's like, it makes you think, do you have to have all this stuff to keep your chickens, your babies warm? I mean, if it's cold, yeah, but I don't know. I think we've been sold a lot of unnecessary things that we don't really need. So, Joyce, she's editing Donnie's live. Um, Donnie's paints pictures. If you don't know Donnie and Joy, uh, Donnie does a Tuesday night live where he paints pictures. Keeping up with the Griffins. Welcome in. I'm glad to see you here. Yeah, it's been a good day so far. This is not how I started off my video, but I love the way it ends. I love chatting with everybody to see what's going on. Yeah, Anne's babies were born today. I think she said earlier today she had 3. One and yeah, she had 3 babies. So yeah, they need a little bit of warmth. But like I said, Tracy, he put all his babies in a container with some pine shavings and food, and no heat source, no light, no heat plate, and they were fine. I'm gonna have to go back and look at his videos and see if he's updated on the chicks, but I think as long as your house is warm enough, the babies are fine. It's the draft. You have to be careful with drafts. Chickens don't like wet, cold, and draft. So that will definitely make them sick. All right, Jamie, thanks for sharing out the channel. See if I missed anything else in the comments. Yeah, I was talking about those stray dogs that I had. We are not sure if these dogs have been dumped here or if they belong to somebody. I'm hoping that they belong to somebody and they're just getting out, but I'm afraid that someone has. And I don't think it's just one specific person, but I think people are coming out here and dumping their dogs out here. And unfortunately, these dogs, they're not vicious, although I have had one take off with one of my chickens. When you try to approach them, they get scared and run away. So I'm not sure what's going on with these dogs. Oh no, you got roosters. Yeah, that's my problem. I just took 6 babies. I had 10. My last hatch, I had 10, and 6 of them were Rhode Island Reds. 3 hens, 3 roosters. So I took them across the street to where I have all my Rhode Island Reds. And these roosters are causing havoc. So we're probably going to have to, I'm hoping that maybe Sunday we'll just go ahead and take care of all our roosters on Sunday. So I have 2 over here that I want to get rid of, and those 3. But my mother-in-law's complaining because the roosters are causing problems, and we can't have that. Now, of the 12 that I have, I know for sure that 2 of them are roosters. So could be more. There usually is. It has been my experience that it's usually like 40-60. 40% will be roosters and the rest will be hens. Sometimes it's 50-50. Good afternoon, Jan. Jan's listening while she's driving. She said she had a bunch of errands she had to do today. So she's out and about. I was when I'm on Facebook, there is it's called Alabama Homesteaders, and the other day someone said that they were looking at taking off or to taking roosters, and I text the guy, and he texted me back, but when I went to go look at it, it was gone. So he had deleted the post, but I was very disappointed because I had 5 roosters to give him. So now I don't have a whole lot of room in my freezer. I mean, I think that's probably what something that I'll need to do is get my freezers cleaned out if I'm going to put 5 more roosters in there. Yeah, when I first took my roosters over across the street, this is Shelly. When I first put them across the street, they were not mature, but they are right now, and they are just harassing all my hens and upsetting my rooster Cyrus. And what's up? What's wrong? She has sensitive ears, so I have to be careful with her. But every once in a while, she'll hop up on my desk and she'll want attention. She's my old girl. We have no clue how old she is, but we know that she's been here for a long time. We know she's over 10 years old. So, what's up, Shelly? No, don't sit on the keyboard. Don't sit on my keyboard. Ugh. All right, she's going to leave. Oh, Whistle Stop Homestead. That's Ed. I remembered. How you doing, Ed? Welcome in. But yeah, Shelly, when I bought the house, the lady and the gentleman who own this house, they when I came over here and we were negotiating, they're like, they had no idea where they were going to take Shelly, and I told them that if I bought the house, that I would take Shelly, and they wouldn't have to worry about it. And there's Rudy. Rudy went for a run this morning, and he's been fed, and now he's crashed on my bed where he usually is. I got a blanket. I have a reversible quilt or comforter on my bed, and I turned it over to the white side. So I threw a blanket on top of it because, black dog on white comforter. Yeah, it's not good. I think I remember that, Christy. I'm glad he's doing better. Yeah, my son just texted me. They are driving, and I guess he was on his phone. And he's like, they're telling us that it's copperhead season. And I'm like, yes, it is snake season. And yes, we have copperheads in our yard. I have one that lives under my oak tree. And he pops up every once in a while and scares me. And I stay away from that tree for a little bit. Yeah, he's just snoozing. He's got two of his toys laying on my bed. He just gets up in there in my pillows, and he's a lazy boy. To be a dog and to be spoiled. And he is spoiled. And now my chicks are fighting. Yeah, it's a busy day here on the homestead. So, Jamie, you're going to have some boiled eggs. You're making some deviled eggs. My grandson loves deviled eggs. And I have so many eggs right now. My chickens are laying like crazy. I went into my coop behind my house, and I was only getting a couple of eggs a day. And then I found the stash, and now I have like 24 eggs that I'm like, oh no. So I have got to find something to do. I keep my daughter-in-law's not here. So usually what I'll do is I'll just throw a couple of dozen eggs into cartons and send them to work with her. But she's not here and won't be back to work until Monday. So I've got all these eggs. I need to do something with them. Yeah, Val, I had that same problem when I first moved here. Um, I got chickens. We had nothing. And I got chickens with a promise that when my husband came back from his trip, that he would build a chicken coop for our chickens. Well, that didn't work out. And me and my mother-in-law ended up having to build a chicken coop by ourselves. Basically, what we did is there was an old coop that was there, and I tore it apart and rebuilt it. And that's what my chickens lived in for a long time. I'll send you some eggs, Dee. I got too many. Um, I tell you what, I lived in Florida almost all my life, and it was always rattlesnakes, water moccasins, and rattlesnakes. But you can guarantee if it was a rattlesnake, you heard it. Um, it sounds like a broken water pipe from a distance. And oh yeah, my our dogs. If there was a rattlesnake around, our dogs knew it and always let us know. But here, the copperheads, they blend into the leaves. They look like the leaves. You could be staring right at it and not see it because it looks just like oak leaves. It's the same color. And last year, when I was out there with my chickens, I'm standing there and I'm pulling some brush and cutting some brush away, and I move and something slithers past me and it's a copperhead. And I'm like, ugh, I was standing almost on top of it. They do. Copperheads are crazy. So, but I have one that lives under my oak tree, and I have to be really careful when I'm over there. And sometimes I've watched my chickens watch this copperhead, and they'll be staring at something. I'm like, what are you staring at? And I'll walk over there, and there's the copperhead. So, yeah, it's amazing how dogs can survive getting bit, although they are miserable for a while. A lot of times they actually survive getting bit by snakes. Yeah, but the rattlesnakes are crazy big. Well, the snakes in Florida are crazy big. They have the pythons that are in the Everglades, and a lot of times you find them by the canals. I remember when I was a teenager and I was teaching my sister how to drive. We were driving down this old 2-lane road, and I saw a snake going across the road. And as we went past it, it slithered across the road and it filled almost the entire road going across. It was so big, it scared us, and we left the area. But yeah, the snakes are big in Florida. Now, the snakes here, we see a lot of black racers and just, a lot of snakes that like to eat the mice. Um, there's, I think they're called ringnecks. My mother-in-law has a couple in her yard. They're always chasing the mice. But I've only seen one copperhead in her yard. And once I got a lot of the underbrush cleared out, I never saw him again. Coral snakes, yeah, I had a couple of coral snakes in my yard when I lived in Fort Pierce, Fort St. Lucie area. My dog Tank, or actually it's my daughter's dog Tank. When we lived in Florida, we used to get so mad at him. He would find a snake in the yard and he would grab it by the head, shake his head. A lot of times we couldn't even find the head. We think he swallowed it, but he was the worst snake killer. We used to get so mad at him because we didn't want him to kill the good snakes. It's like, don't kill those. Leave them alone. Like, because they were the mouse eaters. And, if you live in Florida, you need those beneficial snakes to eat all the mice because the mice are crazy. I saw an indigo once. I wish I had taken a picture of it. We lived like right on the back of what's called the savannas. And this is when I had my chickens, my illegal chickens that I had in my backyard. And I went outside and there was a snake crawling up the coop and it had a purple head and then a brown body. And when I went to go look it up, well, of course it left. But after I went and looked it up, I realized it was an indigo. It was beautiful and it was huge. Oh, thank you, Joy. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. I forget about those sometimes. Yeah, the dogs are crazy quick about the killing snakes. Yeah, our cats killed a lot of lizards. Shelly's really bad about stalking birds and lizards. Yeah, I've been around snakes for so long that I'm very wary of them. And some people are like, "Why don't you kill it?" It's like I don't want to get that close. I don't want to get close enough to a snake to kill it. I just want it to go away. Please go away. Yeah, this indigo, it's a very unique color. If you get a chance, Google it. But it has like a purple head, and if I remember correctly, it has kind of like a cream belly, and then it's brown. It's a very beautiful snake. I couldn't believe that I saw it. I couldn't believe that's what it was when I looked it up because I'd never seen one before, but it was huge. Beautiful snake. Yeah, we have lots of woodpeckers here. All right, guys. So I don't have a lot of snakes over here, just that one copperhead. Eleanor, my mother-in-law, is the one that has all the snakes over at her house. It's really weird. And indigo is not poisonous. Neither are black snakes. Garter snakes, yes. My mother-in-law has black snakes and garter snakes, and they're not poisonous. But they love to eat those rats, those little mice. No, I don't move as fast as I used to either, but I don't like killing snakes. That was something, I don't like killing anything, but that was something that I let other people do. I wish that's all I had was garden snakes. That would make me happy. All right, guys. So I've been on for an hour. I fed my babies today and gave them fresh water, but I have not cleaned out their pen yet, so I got to do that. And then I'm going to start working on the corner of my property because I'm going to get my survival seed started today. That is my goal for today. So, guys, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. I think it started out pretty well, and then we went off track, and I didn't get to do a whole lot of other videos for everybody else. So maybe I'll do a better job next time. But that was my first time doing it this way. I actually got the volume to work. I remind you guys that I'll be back on Friday. What's up? At 9:30 for literature and more. I haven't figured out a topic yet, but we did Rumble on Monday, and I might do an update on Rumble. I don't know. We'll see. Um, I probably they have Rumble Studio, so I may try to come up on Rumble Studio and do a Rumble and a YouTube, and we'll see how that works. Thanks, Jan. I appreciate it. It didn't exactly turn out the way I wanted to, but oh yeah, and I was going to go a little bit longer because oh goodness, let me pull this up.
Do you?
My kitty cat. You guys hear her purring? It's Shelly. You're in front of my keyboard. You're going to have to move. Here it is. All right. So was able to do that. Gail is going to be going live in about 27 minutes at Broken Hearts Ministry, and she is with Tina at Life on the Piedmont, and again they'll be going live. I'm going to go ahead and post that into the comments. I was going to try to go a little bit longer, but I think I'm going to give myself a half hour to go get some stuff done before I come back to sit and watch Gail and Tina. They always have some interesting topics. Oh, and they're having Garden State so-and-so on today. So that'll be cool. I love it when we have a trio of people together talking about things. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, there are a lot of videos. But for the survival seed, I think is it this Sunday that they're going to be doing a video for the giveaway? I think it's this Sunday. If I find it, I'll post it in my community tab because they're going to be doing a giveaway. But yeah, I haven't watched a lot of the videos either, so maybe that's something that I'll do this weekend. Try to get caught up on everybody's entries, everybody's videos. All right, guys. So you guys, hopefully, I'll see you over at Gail and Tina's live. And like I said, they're going to have Garden State so and so, and that should be a good one too. Those are always good lives. So I'm going to go do a few things, and hopefully I'll see you back in Gail and Tina's live. You guys have a blessed and joyous day, and don't forget I'll be live Friday at 9:30, and we'll talk about Rumble again. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.